Hello everyone and welcome to another Nintendo Lounge news video. I'm your boy Scott and joining me as always is the one, the only...
Jim. I didn't really know why you had to hype me up like that, but hello, we're talking about cardboard today.
We're talking about some cardboards. So the other day Nintendo sort of teased a new interactive experience that was coming for the Nintendo Switch. They said it was specifically crafted for kids and those who are kids at heart.
Yeah.
Now, when I heard this, I was very intrigued. I was like, They said they're not interested in VR, like VR headsets.
Yeah.
So what kind of interactive experience would they do?
Yeah.
So I was very intrigued. And they also said it was specifically made for kids and those who are kids at heart. So I was thinking really hard what this could be, but I had no idea that it would turn out the way it did. What were your thoughts on it, Jimmy?
Yeah, so you basically, yesterday you contacted me, you're like, hey, there's this announcement. I had not heard like it was going to happen. So I read what they wrote about it and I was like, okay. To me, they use the word interactive, they use the words, they talk about, being for kids, people with kids at heart. I was thinking maybe it might be kind of like a Miiverse thing, but I was like, that might not make sense for like the whole kid aspect and how it's focused on people being, creative and crafty, because they use the word crafting and I was like, it must be something kind of crafty and interesting. So I thought
Must be Minecraft.
Yeah, it must be Minecraft, man. No, I thought maybe it might have been something to do with like mini games that focus on touchscreen and maybe like drawings and stuff like that, or just kind of creativity focused games. I was close, but I did not expect them to use cardboard as some sort of peripheral. That was something I had no idea that they do, and I think it's really awesome.
So Nintendo Labo is what it's called. It's coming out April 20th, 420. As they said in the trailer. A lot of people were assuming Nintendo were probably high when they came up with this idea.
Yeah, they were smoking some cardboard.
They were smoking some cardboard, as you do. It's a very, very unique, different idea. I've never seen this sort of thing before.
Yeah.
So when it comes out on April 20th, 2 versions of Nintendo Labo will be coming out.
Okay.
But I have a feeling more versions will be coming out in the future.
Yeah.
As there was a few little peripherals in the video that aren't in the first 2 kits that'll be coming out.
Right, okay.
So I feel like a few months down the track that might release other ones. Quite looking forward to what comes out from that.
Yeah, no, it might be interesting because obviously that's like a marketing scheme they're doing. It's because like they'll release 2 versions or they'll release 1 version, whatever it may be, and they'll have plans down the track to keep the interest going, because as long as you've got interest and you've got something for people to look forward to, that's why DLC is a thing, and that's kind of holding back certain features to keep the interest going and keep the longevity of the product going. So I understand why they're doing that, and it actually makes sense from a marketing scheme. So kind of makes sense, and I'm keen to see what else they've got. If they've got things that they haven't shown us yet, that'd be really cool. I'm going to say as well, it's so easy for them, since it's made of cardboard, they can easily make new games. They just make new software, they put some DLC or just easily downloadable products, easily downloadable software you can put into the game. Then they will release new cardboards, like sets, and then basically you have brand new games to play that they haven't even, revealed yet, or things they haven't even thought of an idea for yet. They could just release it down the track. It's so easy for them to actually manufacture new products for this game. It's really cool.
The possibilities are endless.
Whoa.
So the first one that'll be coming out is the Nintendo Labo Variety Kit. So this is sort of like a minigame collection.
Yeah.
Kind of, where there's quite a few different options in the one. So the first one that'll be coming out is probably my favorite so far, and that is the Toy-Con RC car.
Yeah.
So Nintendo say, insert the left and right Joy-Con into your newly built RC car and control its movement using the touchscreen controls on the Nintendo Switch. The HD Rumble feature in the Joy-Con controllers will cause the vibrations that move the car in the direction you choose. Materials to construct 2 RC cars are included. You can even view the world through your right-hand Joy-Con's IR camera. Now this got me really excited. It got me even more excited when they said you can actually see the world through the little camera.
It's really amazing. Like one thing as well, I'm like wondering is like, did they have this planned when they were working on the HD Rumble? Like they must have had some sort of idea. Like they must have been working on this for a long time, coming up with this idea and engineering it. They must have thought HD Rumble would be a really good idea to allow this to work. They must have done that. This is probably one of the main reasons why HD Rumble is a thing. Like 1-2 Switch, I think, was kind of the the precursor to this, and I think that was kind of their testing phase to see how it went, and they were like, okay, yes, our idea is probably going to work. People seem to be excited for this kind of concept of using HD Rumble. So now I think that this is why HD Rumble is this thing. I think that this is the reason why they added that feature and why they hyped it up so much. So I'm kind of excited for it, yeah.
Exactly, and you say that with the Wii U, when it first came out, they had the NFC reader on it,
Yeah.
but Amiibos didn't come out for another 2 years after that.
Oh, wow, okay. Didn't even know that.
So the fact that it has materials to construct 2 of these little cars is really exciting for me. You could do like sort of like Robot Wars sort of style like fights with these. Some people went to Nintendo of Europe recently to have a little hands-on with this variety kit, and they played the RC car like sort of bug machine game, and they had a little ring, and the objective of the game is to try to push the other RC out of the ring. So I can see a lot of fun being had with this RC car.
It's so
I can't wait for it.
It's like you take a video game console, a game that primarily focuses on like digital video, and you take it and say you can do things in the physical world and use the console for that. That's actually just like one of the coolest things I've ever heard.
This is sort of what 1-2 Switch should have been.
Yeah, when I as I said, I think that 1-2 Switch was the kind of the precursor to this. Like, I think because they had the concept of you playing the game and not looking at the screen in 1-2 Switch already, and I think that was kind of their initial idea and their concept for it. They were doing a testing phase with 1-2 Switch, and now they're like, okay, this works. Let's put it into this. So I think it's just so cool. Like, I just think it's one of the coolest things like I've seen a game console or game company ever do. Like, it may not be for everyone, but you can't like deny the creativity and the engineering work into this. Like, it's so cool. I love it. I love it.
He loves it, ladies and gentlemen. So next up is the fishing rod. Construct the fishing rod with an active rotating reel that is attached by a string to a cradle holding the Nintendo Switch console. Catch one of many exotic fish shown swimming on the Nintendo Switch's screen by casting your fishing rod and unwinding the reel to lower the hook. Now this sort of reminds me of sort of like Sega Bass Fishing, or one of those classic arcade fishing games.
Or that VR Final Fantasy 15. That's what it reminds me of.
It reminds me of that as well, which I still can't believe they did that. But yeah, I feel like this could actually be a pretty fun little game.
Yeah. No, I think it's one of those kind of like off the side kind of things. Like, oh well, we can do this kind of thing, but also we could just throw this in because it's kind of like a neat idea. So I don't think it's as fully realized as many of the other ideas, but it's still, they've obviously put a lot of effort into making it work. They haven't just kind of thrown it in there, even though it's kind of like a bit of an odd choice for a mini game. They still put the effort into it, so I kind of appreciate that.
I also feel like this sort of game is probably more fun to play than it is to like hear about it. So talking about it, you're like, it's probably not going to be that good. But I feel like when you actually play it, you're like, okay, this is actually pretty fun.
Yeah, no, I feel like a lot of these games are going to be kind of like that, and I'm actually keen to try them out. I really want to, like, we could do a video on this, like, literally, like, once it releases, pick it all up, and we'll be making videos about this. Like, I really want to do that. That'd be so fun.
Next up is the Toy-Con motorbike. Insert each Joy-Con into an assembled set of handlebars to drive a motorbike on the Nintendo Switch's screen. Pressing the ignition button starts the engine, twisting the right handle activates the throttle, and leaning your body or turning the handlebars left and right controls the motorbike. Now this is one that I think is really cool. These sort of like racing game styled sort of Nintendo Labo games. They've also had one in the trailer which had like a proper fully like working steering wheel and like pedals. I'm really looking forward to the motorbike, like just going around a racing track. Hopefully there are other players, CPUs. It'd be awesome if they had online, but I doubt they would.
Yeah, no, I feel like they want to focus on the physical aspect of it, so I feel like an online mode would kind of take away from that. So maybe it might be CPUs, or maybe it might be you could play locally. Like, I feel like locally would work because you'd get to see someone physically also using the same product that you're using right in front of you on their Switch. So I feel like doing online would take away from that. Like, you couldn't see people physically using the same product as you, so I feel like maybe they wouldn't add that for that reason. So I feel like they might have multiplayer, but I feel like it's only going to be exclusively locally only. But the one thing I want to say about this is like such a great alternative to a lot of those really expensive motorbike and vehicle steering wheels that cost like $400-ish dollars. Like, this is just such a great alternative because it's like, yeah, you can just pick this up. It's gonna be cheap. It's gonna be in a big kit for like $90. Like, go pick it up and you can play like a really cool like racing game. Like, it's so cool. Like, again, I'm gonna keep saying that I think it's cool. It's so basic to say, but it's just cool. Yeah, I don't know. What else?
It's pretty cool.
It's alright.
Next up in the variety kit included is the Toy-Con house. Now, they showed us off in the video and I was sort of like, what's this one about?
Yeah.
So, by inserting various assembled blocks into openings in the sides and the bottom of the house, you can interact, feed, and play games with a cute creature on the front-facing Nintendo Switch's screen.
No way.
Each differently shaped block is detected by an AR motion camera on the right Joy-Con inserted at the top of the house. So this is sort of like a Tamagotchi type thing.
I was literally about to say it was like a Tamagotchi. I'd imagine this one. I think this one would be really, really like successful among children because like it's so cool to have like a digital pet, and we've seen the success of that obviously with Tamagotchi and like Furbies and stuff like that. You know, this kind of idea is really cool. So I enjoy this.
And finally, on the variety kit is what they started off the show with, and it is the little piano. Now this is really, really cool. The idea of the IR motion camera just like picking up which keys you're hitting, that's really cool. And you can put in different little objects at the top of the piano to adjust the sound of the piano, adjust the pitches.
Yeah.
I'm really excited.
Like, it's so simple. Like, it's like a simple. It's like just a little keyboard, but it's such like an interesting, unique idea that, like, kids that may not have thought about, you know, having an interest in music at all might pick this up and be like, I find this a lot of fun. I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying like playing little tunes. So they may grow up to be like a musician, like a professional musician, and be like, I started this when I played this Nintendo. What's it called?
Nintendo Labo.
Nintendo Labo. I keep forgetting the name of it. I don't know why. Like, I played Nintendo Labo, and that's where my music career and my music interest started. Like, I'd imagine there might be kids like that in the future. That, like, it's such a weird thing to think about, but I think that's kind of likely. And, like, a lot of these games might, you know, create that kind of interest. And not only that, the kind of building and creative aspect might build a lot of interest in engineering and building things and working with machinery and stuff like that. Like, it's just going to build a lot more interest in working in physical kind of environments and building things and being creative. So that's what's exciting me about it, is that it's not just a digital, you know, Call of Duty, like pew pew pew, fun for a bit, fun for kids kind of game. Like, it's actually building kind of an interesting world for kids to explore, because they can kind of get interests and hobbies from this. Like, it's just, I don't know. That's why I love it. That's one of the big reasons, is that it just kind of creates this interest.
And one of the big reasons I love this is going into 2018, I said to myself, I really want to be a bit more creative this year. I want to get into more arts. Yeah. Sort of stuff like that. And Nintendo just announced this, and I'm like, this is what I've needed.
This is what I need. This is all I want.
I've never really done many of these sort of like cardboard, paper, foldy, crafty things. Yeah. I can't remember what they're properly called, but they always were a bit too confusing for me.
Gotcha.
But this Nintendo Labo having like a 3D sort of instruction guide on how to make it. The fact that it's on the Nintendo Switch, video gaming, it's made me very interested in this.
They're merging two universes together, art and creativity with video games, and
it's my favorite anime mashup. I can't wait.
The best anime crossover: arts and crafts and video games.
So that's the variety kit. That's the one I will definitely be getting when it comes out. 20th of April. A few people were saying the price is a bit high. I don't really believe so. There are other games out there that cost just as much or more, which I'm very questionable about.
From what I'm analysing as well, is that a majority of the costs is for the game itself. That's what a majority of the cost. That's what, like, $60-ish of what you're spending is going towards, or $70, and then the rest is going towards all the cardboard components and all the all those aspects and stuff like that. Because I think some of the, like, especially the robot one, is not all cardboard. It has strings and all these different aspects of it. That's what, like, a majority of money, as I said, is going towards the game, and then the rest is going towards the cardboard and the kits and everything else, like, as a part of it. So I kind of get the cost, and also Nintendo, they've always kind of been up there in the pricing of things, and they don't really lower prices a lot. So
It's very similar to Legos in a way.
Yeah, as well. Like Lego, as you said, Lego, you can get a Millennium Falcon for $200. And what can you do with that? Put it on a shelf and look at it, be like, I built that 2 years ago and it took me about an hour, and now it sits there and collects dust. Like with this, you can actually still mess around with it. You can pick it up. You can pick it up off your shelf. Because, like, that's a cool thing as well. You can build it, put it on a shelf, display it, and it's like a little, like, I built that, and I can play around with it anytime I want. You can pick it up, be like, I want to play around with this. It's not just a useless thing I put on a shelf. It's actually a thing I can physically play around with and actually put into a video game world. So it's not just going to be kind of like a useless thing. It's going to be interesting, and kids are going to love it and be able to pick it up all the time. So I understand the price now. At first I was a bit off about it, but I kind of get it. Also, another thing I want to add to this, sorry to keep cutting you off there, but I really hope, and this is going to be very green of me to say, I really hope that it's recycled cardboard. Just because I don't want to see Nintendo put a lot of waste into resources just kind of building this product. Like, I know the boxes of all game consoles and everything's made of cardboard and stuff like that, but I really hope specifically for this one, they kind of have an eco-friendly mindset on it and kind of focus on, like, it's made of recycled cardboard, and that's what I hope for. But if it's not, fair enough, everything's made of cardboard and everything's made of plastic these days. It's kind of the world we live in, but I'm hoping for the best. Hopefully it's made of recycled cardboard and kind of advertises that eco-friendly thing for kids in the future. So that's the thing. It's going to inspire kids in the future.
We've got to save the planet, ladies and gentlemen.
Save the planet, everyone. Captain Planet.
Exactly. So the Variety Kit is not the only kit that's coming out on the launch day.
Yes.
They're also releasing the Robot Kit. Now, Nintendo say, create a wearable robot suit and insert the left and right Joy-Con into the designated slots on the backpack and the visor to assume control of the robot, which is shown on the TV when the Nintendo Switch console is docked. Enjoy a variety of fun gameplay experiences, including robot mode, where you can destroy in-game buildings and UFOs.
Honestly.
So,
yeah,
if you've ever wanted to be Godzilla, now's your chance.
Yeah. And I'm also realizing this as well, because I've read into it a little bit, that this is kind of basically Miyamoto's Project Robot kind of thing that he was working on a long time ago. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. Have you heard of that one?
Indeed. Project Giant Robot, which was originally going to come out on the Wii U, and then we never heard anything of it again.
And
until now.
I think this is the fully realized thing. I think this is kind of... I feel like he probably just kind of... Miyamoto was like, this is a cool idea, but there's something missing. And I felt like the Switch and the HD Rumble was his vision to kind of realize his idea completely. So I think this is his idea. This is Project Robot, and this is what he wanted to make. And he also obviously combined it with all these other aspects and everything else in the Variety Kit. So I think this is kind of Miyamoto's sort of dream that he had. So that makes me kind of really happy.
Exactly, and many of the modes that are in this game are like taking inspiration from the Project Giant Robot, with like destroying buildings and such like that. But one that really interests me from Project Giant Robot, which I hope they bring over to this one, is sort of like a one-on-one robot fighting game, like punching and stuff like that.
It's gonna be ARMS. It's gonna be ARMS 2.
It's gonna be ARMS 2 Robot Edition. I can't wait.
Yeah.
So unlike the Variety Kit, this one is more of like a core game, a proper like fleshed out experience.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I'll get this one. The build looks a little complex.
Yeah.
I might get around to it eventually. How about yourself?
I'm hoping that... Well, I don't think I'll pick this up right away as well. Honestly, I don't know if I'll be actually getting the Variety Kit as well. Like, obviously, you said you're keen on it, so I might give it a go at your place, and we'll make a video on it and give it a shot. But with the robots, the Project Robot, whatever it's called, I really hope, again, as I said with the motorbike racing and all that sort of stuff, I really hope that there's no online components, and I hope that it really focuses on the local multiplayer aspect, because it'd be really cool to both set up your switches right in front of each other and be able to punch each other out. Obviously not physically punching each other, but standing, within 5 meters of each other and just being able to fight each other in this digital world, and also physically be moving yourself. I think that'd be a really cool idea to have.
So with the robot kit, it's designed very, very cool, where you have like a head visor on, and you have one of the Joy-Cons in there, which when you move your head, it will move the camera of the game, or your character, whereas the other Joy-Con is in the backpack.
Yeah, I've read about this.
And you use different strings to your hands and your feet, and when you move it, it moves the strings inside of the backpack, which the Joy-Con senses, and then that moves your hands and feet inside of the game, which is really, really cool.
It's so cool. It's like you use one IR camera to capture the movement of your all of your limbs. That's like one of the coolest things I've ever heard. I don't know, how did they think of that? Just to be like, yeah, this string moves your arms, this string moves your legs, and the IR camera picks that up and it moves it in game.
So much better than the Xbox Connect.
Oh my god, I love that. I love the whole feature. That makes me keen to give it a go. So hopefully down the track we might be able to give it a go. So I'm keen.
So that is Nintendo Labo. Something I was not expecting. Something I am extremely happy about. I'm so excited to try it out. It's been a while since we've seen something so imaginative and unique to come from a video game. And this is it, and I can't wait to play it. Have you got any final thoughts, Jimmy?
Yeah, basically to reiterate, I hope it's eco-friendly, I hope for all that kind of stuff, and I just hope that this kind of idea, it motivates the game industry and also motivates kids themselves to think outside the box, be creative, and try new interesting things, because again, something like this is going to inspire people to do so many different things, and the gaming industry has such a huge influence on the world, and instead of sucking money out of people, loot boxes and all that stuff, we can complain about that all day, but instead of building your company to generate yourself lots and lots of money and just plan to take over the world and spend your money on building other products that will also get you money and generate you money like every other company that exists in the world, instead, Nintendo, what they're doing, and it will sound like I'm just, praising Nintendo for this kind of thing and just being like a Nintendo fanboy or something, but it's legitimately, even if this wasn't Nintendo and I saw maybe PlayStation or Xbox doing this thing, I'd still praise it and think it's such a creative idea, because you're inspiring so much creativity and so much, things that are gonna have kids grow up to do things that are amazing, gonna amaze us, and just I don't know. That's why I love it. It's not some stupid scheme to make money. It's a creative engineering thing that's going to have people be creative. I love it. I love it.
Exactly. And it's not long until it comes out.
Yeah.
And when it does, you can be sure we're gonna make a video on it.
Absolutely.
But until then, thank you very much for watching. Stay subscribed. All that jazzy jazz.
Stay subscribed. That sounds like a desperation.
Or
please
click subscribe,
stay
I should say. Click subscribe. Oopsie day. I'm new to this, okay? Thank you very much for watching, and bye-bye.
Bye. Please stay subscribed. I beg of you. Okay.